before Professor Ip start preparing tea, I would just like to say a few words about the reason why we are sitting this way. Differently from the Japanese tea ceremony, Professor Tony was very worried about how to make the guests, to be a guest at this tea party. It is all very informal, very relaxed, and normally people have tea just sitting around a single table. So they don't have any saucer for the cups, they just pick the cup from the center of the table. So people must stay close to the very place where tea is prepared. And so we have Professor Ip, who is our host today, preparing tea, and we have Professor Marco Teresa, Professor Aldo Tolini be the guest, and there will be the third guest helping Professor Ip. Thank you very much.
So, thank you, Livio, and I like to express my gratitude to you because it's quite late in the afternoon and you still have the patience to sit here and to listen to us and see the demonstration. And I'd like to explain briefly about what I'm doing now, I'm going to do now. And when Livio described this is a performance of tea art, actually this is a term of a lot of controversy, yeah. And I don't think we have something similar to Japan, like Chadao or ceremony or something like that. I neither like the term tea art for that because tea making in China is a way of life, just a common day life. So we have a word we have describing for our daily life, 柴米油盐酱醋茶. This is wood and rice and oil and salt and then the sauce, salt, 酱醋, and vinegar, and then finally tea. So tea is one of the basic elements of life, yeah. But it is a progression. Tea is much more than the wood. And also for the scholar hobbies, and then we have 琴棋书画, 书画诗酒茶. The qin, the music, the chess, and calligraphy, painting, and then poems, wine, and finally it concludes with tea. So actually tea is a way of life of common people and of the literati. So I don't have any term to describe this because this is not for performance and not for display or not for demonstration. Actually, this is our common way to make tea. But for convenience, we are on the stage. Actually, Lee will just explain, and people sit together to enjoy tea and with some leisure talking, something like that. It is not formal at all. So today I still invite our very good friend, Professor Marco, Professor Tolini, and Livio to sit together and to show what we are doing. And the tea I brew today is called the Phoenix Danchong. Danchong means a single shrub or single tree. That is a oolong tea produced in the Chuzhou area in Guangdong, and which is one of the most important oolong producing area other than Wuyi and Anxi and Taiwan. And today the setting is what they call the Gongfu tea, but modernized or simplified. And we still have the teapot, or maybe I define what is Gongfu tea. Actually, Gongfu tea, the very brief explanation is brewing the oolong tea with a small teapot and drink with a small teacup. And actually, the size should be a little bit smaller than this. And also the cup is a little bit smaller than this. But today we use a larger cup because today the tea is a little bit different from the old days. And then we have somewhat like a cushion. It's made with the water squash. And then we have a basin to collect the water because when we're making the tea, we have some water spill over, or sometimes we will hot the teapot first, and then you have some water here. And then this is the teacup. So these two teaware is what I mentioned is the most important component of the tea making since the Ming Dynasty. And this is a tea container. We find the same in my speech. They call cha he, tea box, and for a small portion of tea, which taken out from a larger container. And then this is for wastewater, and this is the boiler, and then a kettle, an oven maybe. And then we have a stick, which is used to, when you have something happen, you can make the spout clear. And also, this side you have to take away the tea leaf. And then this is tea scoop, because we do not want to touch the tea with our hands, because our hand will contaminate the tea. And also the towel, and also we have the boiler here. Yeah. So actually, the whole setting is very similar to the Ming Dynasty already, but modernized. Actually, I want to burn charcoal, but Li will say, you will be put into jail. So no way to do that. So today is just a little bit modified. Yeah. So actually we have 4 cups. Before Chuzhou people, usually we have 3 or 4 cups. And actually in the Chuzhou we have only 3 cups for 4 persons. So one person have no tea to drink. And then you have to say, oh, please do it first. It's a kind of a ritual and to respect the more important man. So usually you have only 3. If you have 4 persons. And then you have 5 persons, you have 4 cups. And only one man always no tea to drink. And then wait for the next round. And also it is arranged to, our first guest is Marco today. He is sitting on my left-hand side. So he will take the cup first. So for the Chinese, we must take the cup with our right hand. If I take it, it is very inconvenient. But for him, he take it very easy. After he remove, and then Tolini can take it easily. Otherwise, it is not so good. We call this open end. So this is the most honorable guest should be on my left side. And then the second guest is on my right-hand side. And also the arrangement of the cups. And if you see in China or Taiwan today, they want to make it into a line. But in the old days, you shouldn't make this because this is for the ancestor and something for worship. So you have to put on the straight line. But usually for the Chuzhou people, they make it circle. 3 or 4 together, or sometimes 5 in a circle. They never put it in a line. So this is one of the feature from the tradition. And then today we do not speak anything to let my guests to enjoy the tea quietly. And after that, I can answer your questions. And also you have some question about the talks from different speakers in the afternoon also. And okay, I start to do it now.
After you're done, we are done with this, we will invite also Catherine and Yiping come on the stage with us and maybe make a discussion. Like maybe.
To make it quicker, I brew only once. Usually this tea we can make 3 times or 4 times, and 3 times is typical. And for good tea we can make it into 4 times, but today to save time, we are quite late today, so I do just 1 time. And also it will include the packing of everything away after you make this, but I will skip this part so to save time. So I just make the first round like this, okay? Okay, today we just do one brew. So actually I pour some hot water into the cup to keep the cup warm for the next brew. And then I restart again to put water inside and then to make tea as the same as the first round. But today we just skip the other part because the time is running short. Yeah. So now maybe we can have the speakers of this afternoon and to come to the stage.
So I will invite Catherine, Professor Barnett, and Professor June on the stage, and I will ask also Professor Teresa and Tolini to take the chair and come back to the desk and make a discussion.